conference at the Opera House, and I fell in love with this country. Though it was so cold, but I knew for sure that for some odd reasons I'll be back. And I'm here now. And thanks to Christy and the team at SAIA, and also Focus, LLH, without you, we won't be here. And to all the parties concerned who are welcoming us, especially the human rights defenders from this end, who have joined forces and gathered and had meetings to ensure that we get the recognition that many queer artists who are doing all forms of art are visible and be given us at least a platform. Thanks, Rebecca, because people have been pushing LGBTI agenda without the recognition of queer artists who are doing the very same work just like anybody else. I know that programming and also other forms of activisms are important, but other people are not only holding the placard, but they go beyond just the placard. And we know that there are so many artists around the world who are putting their lives at risk simply because they want to fight the very same struggle. And to you, I don't know what to say. I've never been with a princess in my own country. And here I am with you. It's okay. Thank you so much. I think that the world needs people like you. Taking your time out, coming here and theorizing the space with us means a lot. And I think that it takes people like you to bring about change in our world, because most of the people in positions of power, they tend to be allergic towards LGBTI people. I don't know what medication is needed for them to get it, that we exist. But to say, I so wish that you could speak to the queens and princesses in my country and in other African countries to say there's nothing wrong with us, you didn't get any infection or bug to be here. The situation in Africa, I would like to look at South Africa as an exception, as if we're the only country with a problem. We currently know the situation in Russia, and we need each other. We need our families and friends of friends and friends, those who are not in any intimate relations with the same gender, to fight the struggle with the Russians. It's problematic because not only people are displaced from their countries of origins, but people are also killed. In South Africa, just a month and a half ago, we buried a young black lesbian who was brutally murdered in her township, and her name was Pet Mashiko. She was only 36 years old and the mother of two. And 2012 was the worst year in our history, where we witnessed and experienced a lot of homophobic hate crimes in which people were brutally murdered. Some lesbians are curatively raped simply because of loving women. And gay men are being killed because they are intimate with other men. Trans people, the struggle is still the same, and it's even worse with them because they can't have access to medication, they can't have access to surgeries and that they deserve. So it is not over yet. There's still a lot of work that still needs to be done. With those who are working along South African borders, please, please, please collaborate with us. And I know that there's power into art, and if we were to mix art and advocacy, we could reach a common goal in terms of human rights, defense, etc. I could talk until tomorrow. I know the sun will start very late here. I'll be open to any questions that you might have. But a bit about this exhibition. This is a lifetime project. It's called Faces and Phases. It's lifetime. It's about the people that are so dear to me. They are my friends. Maureen is one of the people featuring in this series. I started working on this project in 2006 after I lost a friend who was correctively, it's not a nice way, it's wrong, who was raped, and she ended up HIV positive. And she died in 2007. And it's there, then I thought that it was very important for us as friends and families to have something to look at and memorize the special periods that we had with her. And her name was Mosisi Kasa. She was only 25 years old. We've met and lost a lot of people along the way, and how I want to remember them is through the visuals. And we use the very same images to mark a presence and resistance of our people, because without images it would be so difficult for us to even share any words of support, etc. So photography, visual media, and the text is very important. Yeah, so this is Faces and Faces. It has more than 200 images now. It's been shown at different places in Europe. Some of it was at Castle as part of Documenta. And currently we have a show in Venice as part of the South African Biennial. To Sai, to Focus, Kirsty, you've been so great. Rebecca, I think we need gallerists or curators like you to make sense of our lives. And to your partner, thank you so much. I know that I've met a lot of people here, and I'm about to meet many other people here. Magna, you're so sweet. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't have a t-shirt, so she gave me this. I want to say some of us are lesbian, you know?